Chapman News, terror in the sky. The FAA orders inspections on all engines like the one that exploded on the Southwest flight this week.
And the victims of that racial bias incident at Starbucks in Philadelphia speak out for the very first time. We will hear what they have to say.
And coping with the opioid crisis. Is there a new drug that could save thousands? That and more today on Chapman News. Good afternoon, I'm Kat Adcock.
And I'm Brandon Garnsey. You're watching Chapman News. There's a lot of headlines today, so let's get started. Wells Fargo is one of the 10 largest banks in America, and by some accounts, the biggest. With more than 6,000 branches, you may keep your own money there. Wells Fargo is facing a $1 billion fine, the biggest ever imposed by the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau and the strongest action taken against a bank by the Trump administration. The fines from federal regulators are over mortgage and auto loan abuses. This is just the latest trouble for Wells Fargo. Last year, it acknowledged that it created 3.5 million fraudulent bank and credit card accounts, never telling its customers.
Southwest Airlines experienced the first accident-related fatality on a U.S. passenger airline since 2009 after an engine failure earlier this week. According to federal investigators, a fan blade on a Southwest jet broke off mid-flight, causing the engine to explode and debris to shatter a window. The passenger seated by the window later died. The audio recording between the pilot and air traffic control during the accident has been released. Let's listen.
Southwest 1380 has an engine fire descending.
Southwest 1380, you're descending right now?
Yes, sir, we're single engine descending, have a fire number 1.
Yeah, we have a part of the aircraft missing, so we're going to need to slow down a bit. Okay, could you have the medical meet us there on the runway as well? We've got injured passengers.
Injured passengers, okay, and is your airplane physically on fire?
No, it's not on fire, but part of it's missing. They said there was a hole and someone went out.
I'm sorry, you said there was a hole and somebody went out? Southwest 1380, it doesn't matter. We'll work it out there.
Thank you. We're going to stop right here by the fire truck. Thanks, guys, for the help.
People and passengers are commending Tammy Jo Schultz, who was one of the first female fighter pilots in the U.S. Navy, for remaining calm while relaying details about the crisis to air traffic controllers.
The two men who were arrested at Starbucks have finally broken their silence. Reporter Gianna Gravellisi has more on the story.
No longer! No further! Anger and uproar across America after two men were arrested from a Starbucks in Philadelphia. Doing what any other customer does, the men were waiting inside the store to meet a friend. The only difference, the color of their skin. The manager asked them to leave since they weren't making a purchase, and the men refused, causing the manager to call the police, and the two men were arrested.
What did they get called for? Because there are two black guys sitting here meeting me?
After national backlash over what's been interpreted as a racial profiling situation, Starbucks CEO Kevin Johnson announced that the store will close all 8,000 of its U.S. locations on May 29th to train their employees on racial bias education.
I'll say the circumstances surrounding the incident and the outcome in our store on Thursday were reprehensible. They were wrong. And for that, I personally apologize to the two gentlemen that visited our store.
Starbucks says that the incident is at odds with their own policies of being a communal place for the public. The Philadelphia police have since apologized to the two men for the way the incident was handled. The two men involved have also spoken out about the incident in an exclusive interview with Good Morning America. Take a look.
So what I want is for a young man or young men to not be traumatized by this and instead motivated, inspired.
Help people understand that it's not just a black people thing, this is a people thing. And that's exactly what we want to see out of this, and that's true change. So put action into place and stop using your words.
The Surgeon General has an urgent message, the first message of its kind in almost 15 years. Caitlin Chan has more.
Home. That means we can't rely on 911 We can't rely on firefighters and policemen to save these lives.
April 5th marks the first U.S. Surgeon General advisory since 2005. Dr. Jerome M. Adams advised more Americans to carry the opioid overdose reversal drug naloxone, even in their own homes. There were over 42 opioid-related deaths across the nation in 2016 alone.
No mother should ever have to bury her child, and especially not when there's a life-saving medication that virtually anyone can access.
Last year, Chapman's public safety chief, Randy Burba, told the Panther he hoped to have all campus officers carry the drug by fall of 2017. Today, he tells us,
it's certainly better to have it and not need it than to need it and not have it, and all the officers are currently now carrying it.
While Chapman's students don't seem to be the regular offenders of hard drug use, Danielle Shore, president of Students for Sensible Drug Policy Club, says that the danger of opioids can be present in a more familiar form.
People forget how commonly used opioids are. So opioids include prescription painkillers, Vicodin, hydrocodone, Oxycontin, all of those. And people are often prescribed those for injuries and surgeries, and it becomes easier to get addicted to those than you think.
When speaking to students on campus, some had no idea what an opioid was, while others didn't know that the most common drugs found on campus were in fact opioids.
Adderall.
Weed. Cocaine, or see a lot of Xanax.
3 out of 4 of those contain or could be laced with opioids.
Who knows what you're getting into? If it's like powder, like that could be anything.
But when it comes down to it, will students really call public safety first?
I'd probably call an ambulance and get an emergency room over public safety.
Naloxone can reverse fatal overdose effects like the inability to breathe and works for about 20 minutes, enough time for first responders to arrive. Timing is so crucial in overdose circumstances, Surgeon General Adams is calling for family and friends to personally purchase and carry the drug. Chief Randy Burba also urges students to make the call to save a life.
Our response is a medical response. We're there to treat a medical condition, and that's the way we're going to respond to that call.
Not only Chapman has decided to carry the reversal drug. Adapt Pharma announced last month that it's going to give away 40,000 free doses to high schools and colleges nationwide. Reporting from Chapman University, I'm Caitlin Chan, Chapman News.
Naloxone is available over the counter at most pharmacies in California, and you do not need training in order to administer it.
Coming up after, Chapman hosts its annual Spring Sizzle event with games, photo booths, food, and more.
And entertainment reporter Marissa Messina will help you find just how rapper Kanye West, aka Yeezus, will soon be adding author to his resume.
And the rain and clouds may be heading out, but don't expect warm weather just yet. I'll have your 5-day forecast and more coming up after the break. Stay tuned.
Stand up for what's right. Chapman University. Passion, perseverance, teamwork, integrity. Create value in the world. The School of Law at Chapman University. Lead. Follow your dreams. Chapman University. History, philosophy, peace studies, languages. Study abroad and explore the world. Become a global citizen. The Wilkinson College at Chapman University. Invest your humanity. Lead.
Students across the United States are walking out of school today to demonstrate against gun violence on the 19th anniversary of the Columbine Massacre in Colorado. The goal of the demonstration, which involves more than 2,000 students, is to raise awareness of gun violence and to combat political inaction. 1 hour before the walkout began this morning, authorities say a student at a Florida school shot another student in the ankle. Police say only one person was injured and the suspect is in custody. One of the nation's largest sellers of guns and ammunition made an unusual statement on gun violence this week. Dick's, based in Pennsylvania with 35 stores, announced it would destroy all assault-style rifles and accessories it has in stock, rather than return them to the manufacturer. This follows their decision to stop selling them. Dick's also announced it wouldn't sell any guns to customers under the age of 21, joining Walmart, LL Bean, and Kroger. Companies like Delta, United, Hertz, and Avis have also ended their discounts for NRA members.
President Trump will not attend the funeral service for First Lady and First Mother Barbara Bush in Houston on Saturday. The White House cited possible disruptions. First Lady Melania Trump will attend in his place. Also attending, her husband President George H. Bush and her son President George W. Bush, as well as the Obamas and the Clintons. The matriarch of the Bush family died at 92 in Houston, with her husband by her side. Tributes continue to pour in from all over the world. Today, the Secret Service announced the code name they used for her, Tranquility. A first on the floor of the Senate today, some would say, bringing the Senate into the 21st century. Senator Tammy Duckworth, Democrat of Illinois, made history by bringing her 10-day-old newborn with her to vote. She is the first senator to give birth while in office, and thanks to a new Senate rule, her baby is the first ever allowed in the Senate chamber. Miley is Duckworth's second child. She also has a 3-year-old named Abigail. Duckworth said, and I quote, "It meant so much to cast the vote as a mom and take care of my baby at the same time."
Classic cars rolled into the Old Town Orange Plaza this past weekend, with enthusiasts young and old attending the annual event.
Once a year, the members of the Orange Auto Club gather here in Old Town Orange to flash some muscle and wheel.
What's been in my mind since I was 15 years old.
The show is a cross-section of local educators, leaders, professionals, and fanatics that all share one thing in common: nostalgia for these classic cars. We met up with Vanna Potion, a U.S. Marine vet who reminisces of his car collecting days.
In the 1940s, and to see so many of those here and to see them restored really gives me a good feeling. And I see some of the cars that my dad used to own, and then of course like some that I own. Like I bought a brand new Chevrolet 1952 Bel Air when I came home from Korea. I was in the Marine Corps at that time. And then again in 1957, I bought a brand new 1957 Bel Air Sportsman. And in those days, we were mostly able to pay cash for them.
The event showcases over 400 cars, all pre-1976 hot rods and custom vehicles, some of which have stories that could suppress the tales of Grease, Lightning, and Herbie the Love Bug. Take Frank Nunez, who took his love for film and classic cars out of this world.
Well, I'm a Star Wars geek.
Fantastic, even better.
And when I made the decision to get a project car, it's the first time I'd ever done one, so I wanted an easy car to restore, and Falcons are some of the easiest cars. The parts are plentiful, there's all kinds of how-to videos online, so it was a perfect fit for me. And then of course Falcon, I just had to get the Millennium Plate, and I was fortunate enough that this spelling was still available.
As for now, I'm going to grab a cool drink and check out these smoke and rides. This is Jacqueline Alves reporting to you with Chapman News.
The Orange Plaza Rotary hosted the annual car show to raise money for community service projects within the city.
If you wanted to have a little fun in the sun, Chapman had just the event for you. Logan Stevens has more on the story.
On Wednesday, April 18th, Chapman University presented its annual Spring Sizzle event. Spring Sizzle is a campus tradition where students can come have fun, eat food, and enjoy some music in the Atala Piazza for a period of 2 hours.
I've seen a lot of my friends that I don't really see because we have different classes and stuff, but it's just nice to see them, run into them here at Spring Sizzle.
Past themes that were chosen include County Fair and A Very Merry Birthday. The theme the University Program Board decided on for this year's event was California.
I came up with California because for some reason we were talking about avocados, and we just came up with like avocados, California, like that works perfectly.
Going along with the theme, UPB put up different decorations and photo opportunities such as a VW bus and street signs. Different carnival-style games were the main source of entertainment this year, where if you won, you received tickets to exchange for a Spring Sizzle t-shirt. These games included ring toss, skee ball, and basketball, along with others. If you happened to get hungry while playing, Sodexo had you covered. They offered corn dogs, pasta, and watermelon, along with some refreshing lemonade to wash it all down. The event had one of its biggest turnouts this year, but if you happen to have missed it, don't worry, because Spring Sizzle will be back come 2019 for more fun and games.
It's my favorite time of the year. I think it's the funnest event on campus. It's better than Winterfest because it's like signifying the end of the year, and also it's so nice and warm, and it's so much more fun.
Even though I may not be a California girl, the California-themed Spring Sizzle was an absolute blast. From Orange, I'm Logan Stevens, Chapman News.
Nothing embodies California more than catching a few rays with some great friends. Wouldn't you agree, Kat?
I definitely agree. Unlike Logan, I definitely am a California girl, so I love this warm weather. Let's see what weather has to say for us.
Sounds good. Sabrina?
Thanks, guys. California is called the sunny state for a reason, and we may have had a few cloudy days, but next week we'll be looking forward to clear and sunny skies with moderate temperatures all around. It's a beautiful 74 degrees in Orange right now, with that temperature rising just a bit to 77 later today. We can look forward to a sunny day and a clear night. And moving on to the Orange County forecast, we're going to be seeing again those moderate temperatures. Of course, it's going to be a bit cooler on the coast as usual. It's going to be 63 degrees in Newport Beach, 60 degrees in Laguna Beach, 64 in San Clemente, 71 in Westminster, and as I said, 74 degrees in Orange, 70 in my hometown Irvine, and 70 degrees in Mission Viejo. And then taking a look at the greater Southern California forecast, like I said, moderate temperatures all around, but there is sort of a range today. And this weekend, it's 62 degrees in Avalon, so it's a bit colder to spend a weekend in Catalina Island, but we've got 69 degrees in San Diego, 62 in Oceanside, 58 degrees in Big Bear Lake. It's 81 degrees in Palm Springs, so if you're going to Coachella for weekend 2, it's going to be a great temperature, not too hot, but pretty warm out. Just know that there are wind advisories right now, so I would take entertainment reporter Camilla's advice and be sure to bring a bandana to protect your eyes from any dust. And taking a look at our 5-day forecast, here in Orange, it's 77 degrees and sunny today with a low of 54. Those sunny skies are going to continue over the next couple of days. Tomorrow, it's going to be a nice 83 degrees out and sunny again. 80 degrees on Sunday. That temperature is dropping just a little bit. And Monday and Tuesday, you're going to see some fog in the skies. It's going to be 78 degrees on Monday and 75 on Tuesday. So as you can see, it looks like it's going to be a great weekend to head outdoors with those nice and moderate temperatures. Maybe head to Angels Stadium tomorrow for the Angels 5K and Fun Run. That starts bright and early at 8 a.m. tomorrow. And speaking of sports, there's a 30% chance that today already feels like a great day for some athletics. I'm Sabrina Santoro, tossing it over to Tim and Justin with the Best Campus Sports Show.
Next on the Best Campus Sports Show, the disappointing Ducks.
Plus, Chapman football makes a difference in the community.
This and more after the break. Don't go anywhere.
You think getting dumped by text is harsh? Try getting dumped by a tennis ball. My ex-owner drove me out to the woods, yelled fetch, and by the time I brought the ball back, he was gone. Yeah, I was pissed. But the folks at the shelter helped me let go of my anger. I learned coping skills, like taking it to the hole. Boom! Now I'm ready to fetch again. But how about I throw and you run and get it?
Emergencies and disasters happen with little or no warning and often occur while you are away from home. Be ready for emergencies by registering your alternate phone numbers, cell phones, and email addresses at alertoc.com. You will receive alerts when an emergency occurs near your workplace or neighborhood.
What is up, everybody, and welcome to the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Tim Wolf.
I'm Justin Thompson.
And we have plenty of awesome stuff to get to today, so let's get started. While many in Orange may argue that Chapman students have a negative impact on the city's community, Chapman's football team begs to differ. For the second year in a row, the Panthers hosted the Chapman Special Games, an event that gives disabled members of the community an opportunity to let out their inner athletes. I was there on Saturday to capture the event.
You already know it is!
Chapman Special Games 2018!
Last Saturday, the Chapman Panthers football team hosted their second annual Chapman Special Games. Beginning the event last year, punter Eli Deeb and the rest of the team welcome as many people with various health issues and disabilities as they can get to come participate in a variety of athletic activities designed to help them cut loose.
Well, my favorite thing about it is, the reaction from the parents and the kids' faces and from my teammates. You just walk around and you see such an innocent kid in a wheelchair smiling. He's so excited, and that's what it's all about.
The team did their best to put a smile on the face of everyone who attended. Players buddied up with kids and played games like cornhole and ran them through an obstacle course made of football blocking bags.
Oh, yeah.
And the kids weren't the only ones excited about the special games. Parents that attended were elated to see their children enjoying themselves.
The players have been great. They have buddied up with him. They've cheered him on. They have high-fived him. He feels special, and that's as a parent, that's what you want in a kid.
For players like running back Joe Muty, the special games gave them new teammates.
You almost have a friendship. They're all part of the team, And so it was fun this year, seeing all those recognizable faces and then doing it again with them this year.
With higher attendance than last year and smiles abound, Eli considers this year's event a success.
We've expanded this year a bit. We had about 20 last year. We've got about 30 this year. And we just want to keep on growing it. They love it so much, so we're going to keep this going forever.
With a SCIAC Championship trophy in the bag and a successful second annual Chapman Special Games, the Panther football team is succeeding on the field. For Chapman News in Orange, I'm Tim Wolf. My favorite part about that story is that when I was talking to Eli afterwards, he told me that the most important thing is that the kids feel accepted as a part of the community and they're just able to be themselves.
And while that story was heartwarming, this next one might upset some viewers at home, mainly Ducks fans. The Ducks playoff run came to an end on Wednesday night, but we enjoyed covering their short-lived postseason, including covering Game 2 on location last week. Let's take a look back at all things Ducks from this month. As a reminder, some may find this content upsetting.
The playoffs, where careers are defined and where dreams come true. Hurdle behind the net. He'll give it to Pavelski in front. They score! Evander Kane with Evander Kane. 2-on-1. Kane scores! Sharks are going to celebrate here in front of Martin Jones. To the defenseman Lindholm. Jakob Silfverberg. He'll get a wrist shot away and score on the first shot of the game. Out to Dillon. He'll load up, looking for a tip. They score! And now LeBanc comes in. Across Couture. Scores! Tomas Hertl. Stick handles in and scores! Here it comes to Lindholm and he scores. Hertl wins the draw. The game is over, and the San Jose Sharks take a 2-0 lead in the series.
There's no quit, we've been in these situations before. You have to fight at this point, and you have to find a way to get in their building and make a difference.
So while the Ducks got off to a hot start and John Gibson started to find his rhythm with a few clutch saves, they still head to San Jose down 2-0 on the series. Here's to hoping they can bring it back to Anaheim for the deciding games.
Comes across the Anaheim line, gets away, and they score! Donskoy, Kane, Donskoy, score! Put an embarrassing 8 goals up on the Anaheim Ducks.
Getzlaf. Back to Vlasic. He'll shoot, and they score! It's over! The Sharks sweep!
We are definitely going to miss covering those Ducks. I know Tim loves doing their highlights.
I'm going to miss those highlights for sure, Justin, but we do have our highlight of the segment, Athlete of the Week. This week, senior baseball player Gavin Blodgett earned the honors. The third baseman had a .500 batting average over 3 games against Claremont Mudd Scripps and tallied 9 RBIs, including a 2-run homer. Our own Tasha Riebensdorf hosted Gavin for a little friendly competition.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with Gavin Blodgett, the Chapman Athlete of the Week, and today we're going to be going head-to-head in this little thing we're calling a double bubble derby.
All right, so we got a 45-second round, and we're going to see who can make the most contact.
Let's go. So this is your 3rd time winning Athlete of the Week. How many times are you going to try to do it before you graduate?
There's not much time left, so maybe as many times. Well, we got 2 weeks left in the season, I guess.
That's one.
You
hit it so hard that the gum went into the bat.
Yeah. It's raw power right there. We got 9 here.
How do you think Tasha's going to do?
Not very good.
I think that just proves like how much strength I have. So even if I lose, just remember this, okay?
I want to let everyone at home who's watching this, I just want to let everyone know, we all saw it, we all know what happened. The score is on the scoreboard. It was 10-6. She had 2 bunts at the very end. I got a piece of gum stuck in the bat. That's got to count for something. Impressive points, +3, 13-6 final score.
Well, that'll do it for our Athlete of the Week segment. I'm Tasha Riebensdorf, and I'm tossing it back to you guys in the studio.
Well, if you listen to Gavin, the athletes are still undefeated. But according to Tasha, that may be up in the air. Our most controversial athlete of the week yet. But sorry, Tasha, I'm going to have to side with Gavin on this one. Tie goes to the athlete.
Speaking of Athlete of the Week, one of our former honorees set a Chapman Athletics career record on Wednesday night. Senior women's lacrosse player Stacy Zupa has officially eclipsed the record for career scoring with a stellar performance against Pomona Pitzer. Zupa went into Wednesday night's matchup needing just 2 goals to become the all-time leading scorer for women's lacrosse. She racked up 3 goals and an assist in Chapman's 12-10 victory, easily obtaining the record. Zupa has a chance to strengthen her hold on the scoring title in the Panthers' last regular season game against Claremont Mudd Scripps on Saturday.
And before we get to our highlight of the week, we have a story that broke yesterday. Lance Armstrong is back in the news over a recent lawsuit brought against him by the United States government. The case stems back to 2013 when Lance admitted on live television that he was using performance-enhancing drugs. Armstrong stood to lose $100 million in damages if the case went to trial, but he opted on a settlement that only cost him $5 million. He has since called the lawsuit meritless and unfair, while claiming that his memories wearing the red, white, and blue are very real and mean a lot to him. So, Justin, I heard our highlight of the week is really good this week. What do you got for me, man?
It's certainly an impressive one. Our highlight of the week comes from Washington National star Bryce Harper. On Monday night against the Mets, Harper broke his way into a home run. Take a look.
And Lobatone setting up inside. The barrel of the bat flew all the way to the screen, and look at this! See you later on a broken bat. The bat hit the screen behind the bat boy, and Bryce Harper hits it out of the yard.
That is the first broken bat that resulted in a home run since Nelson Cruz did it back in 2016.
And I believe Harper leads the league in home runs so far with 8. Is that correct, Justin?
You're correct, sir.
All right. Well, certainly can't get any better than that. That was all it cracked up to be. That's all we got on the Best Campus Sports Show. I'm Tim Wolf.
I'm Justin Thompson.
And thank you for joining us here. We'll see you next week. Same Panther time, same Panther channel. Take it easy, everybody.
New developments in the investigation into Prince's death. Find out what police are saying about his cause of death.
I'll never forget the day our landlord called and said, "Read your lease. No pets allowed." My owner tells him my dog ate the lease, but that didn't work. And now I'm stuck in a shelter. But this pit bull is ready for a new crib. I'm loving, loyal, and play well with others. So don't be intimidated by all my muscles, because the biggest one I have is my heart. That's right, I said it.
They call me Maxie, but I prefer tripod. I was your above-average four-legged homie, and then wham, bam, minivan. Some people pity me. Now that's lame. I still run, fetch, and swim. And the ladies love me. I'm the ultimate wingman. Just don't ask me to high five.
So Brittany, the last time we talked to you, Yodel Boy was all the rage. Do you have any idea what's going on with him right now?
Yeah, he's actually done a lot recently, and I'm going to get into that. And I also have news on a baby gorilla born at the Smithsonian and the perfect place to go this summer for your vacation.
Wow.
So let's get started with Mason Ramsey, also known as Yodel Boy. So after talking about his viral yodeling video in Walmart a few shows ago, I decided to see what Mason's been up to. And he's done a lot in 2 weeks, like achieving one of my dreams of being on The Ellen Show. On April 10th, Mason visited Ellen, where she made one of his dreams come true.
Grand Ole Opry, and I said that takes a long time, right?
Yes.
Well, you know, we have a lot of friends. We have a lot of connections, so I called my friends at the Grand Ole Opry, and they want you to perform there Saturday.
Oh my God! Before performing in Nashville, though, Ramsey got to perform at another large venue, Coachella. DJ and producer Wethin invited Ramsey to sing with him on stage, and the audience went wild, including Justin Bieber, who took some time after the performance to talk to Ramsey privately, and even take a selfie with him. According to Billboard.com, Ramsey's performance tied with Beyoncé's for being the most tweeted about thing at Coachella. Both fans and celebrities tweeting about them online.
You guys, I think this Yodel Boy is phenomenal. I think I'm going to start my own Yodel video in Walmart and see how it goes. What do you think?
Well, I mean, Yodel Boy is now playing at Stagecoach next weekend, so I mean, anything can happen, Brandon.
Yeah, can you even yodel?
I mean, let's give it a try. Yole, yole.
Maybe you can join him on stage next weekend.
Maybe, maybe not. Probably not.
Who knows? So let's start with the next story. Next up, the Smithsonian National Zoo welcomed a new addition to their institute. Kalea, a western lowland gorilla, gave birth to a male baby on April 15th named Moki. The zoo posted a video of the pair, and since then, it's gone viral, getting over 3,000 retweets and 11,000 likes. And who can blame them? They're adorable. Let's take a look.
Oh, good girl. Good mama.
Lastly, you'll want to call your travel agent after hearing about this story. On Tuesday, an inflatable water park called Inflatable Island was trending on Twitter, and it looks like any Instagrammer's dream come true. Located on Subic Bay in the Philippines, the island covers over 40,000 square feet of water and features trampolines, vines, and a floating movie theater. And if that isn't basic enough, the park just announced a new themed addition. The new area is a unicorn-inspired island, and it'll be made up of inflatable bridges, slides, and a large unicorn named Baba. Think of it as a huge, colorful obstacle course on water. The area also features pink and purple beanbag chairs and umbrellas that make the perfect spot for some pictures. Now, that's definitely a place I would want to go to. What can I say? I love going to places for the gram.
Oh, those would be some good Instagrams right there.
Yeah, I could definitely use that. My Instagram could use some sprucing up, so maybe the inflatable island would help me out.
Yeah, maybe.
I need that too. Well, let's go to Marissa Messina for some entertainment news. I know we have some breaking news this morning before we broadcasted.
Let's find out what it is.
Unfortunately, we've got some bad news to start off entertainment. Swedish producer and DJ known as Avicii, was found dead in Muscat, Oman this afternoon local time. According to his publicist, Avicii, whose real name is Tim Bergling, retired from live performing in 2016 for health reasons. This story is still developing, and as of now, there has been no confirmation concerning his cause of death. Avicii was one of the pioneers in the electronic dance movement and was one of the few DJs capable of selling out worldwide area tours. His death comes just days after he was nominated for a Billboard Music Award for Top Dance West's electronic album for his EP Avicii O. And 2 days before the second anniversary of Prince's death, we finally have an update on the investigation. Police were unable to find enough evidence to make a criminal conviction for the counterfeit Vicodin pills laced with fentanyl. Fentanyl is an opioid that is said to be 50 times stronger than heroin, according to Rutgers Medical School. And according to Minnesota attorney Mark Metz, there is no evidence that the pill or pills that actually killed Prince were prescribed by a doctor. There's also no evidence to suggest any other sinister motive, intent, or conspiracy to murder Prince. As the investigation continues and comes to a close, Prince's estate released the original version of his iconic song, Nothing Compares to You, in collaboration with Warner Brothers. The song is accompanied by a video featuring never-before-seen footage of Prince and the Revolution practicing their choreography. Kanye West has made his social media return, and he's tweeting nuggets of wisdom in 280 characters or less. But Yeezus is taking his infamous Twitter rants to the next level. The rapper revealed he will be adding the title of author to his resume. Kanye will be writing his own philosophy book called Break the Simulation. The book will be available for free in real time via Kanye's tweets. But some of Kanye's tweets are a little more ambiguous than they are wise. My personal favorite, get ready for this, guys. Truth is my goal, controversy is my gym. I'll do 100 reps for controversy just to get a pack of truth. It's a good one, but we'll see if, people on Twitter like that one. And when he isn't inspiring the masses, Kanye is making time for his own dreams and goals, like being a celebrity panelist on Family Feud.
Was the best Family Feud celebrity panelist we've ever had on
Really?
the show. He loves the show.
Yes.
His people said, Steve, this is the most Kanye has ever smiled since we've been working. Kanye smiled.
The Wests will face off against the Kardashian-Jenner family this May, but Harvey has yet to give a specific date for what might possibly be the most iconic game show of all time.
All I want them to do is get all their Instagram followers to follow me.
All right,
That's all I want out the deal, and I have 400 million followers, and
yeah.
then I'm gonna monetize it and quit all these jobs.
In the music world, Indio, California is the place to be this month. Our reporter Camila Ferrero joined the crowd at weekend one of Coachella, and she documented the whole experience. Take a look. Okay, it's official. I'm gonna need to find a way to sneak into weekend 2 of Coachella. I'll keep you guys posted on how I do. I'm Marissa Messina. That's the latest on entertainment. Back to you guys at the desk.
Kat, isn't it true that Angela Davis was at Coachella, or is that a dream I had?
I think you may be dreaming, but I do have some news on Angela Davis.
Cool.
You either love her or you hate her. I'm talking about Angela Davis. I saw her speak here at Chapman this past week. History visited Chapman University last Saturday. Civil rights activist, academic, and author Angela Davis appeared as the keynote speaker for the 2018 Western Regional Honors Conference hosted by Chapman. Davis, a member of the U.S. Communist Party, is an advocate for gender equality, prison reform, and civil rights. She had many radical days in her youth in the 1960s with close ties to the Black Panthers. She was an active member of the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People and is best known for her radical protests. Growing up in Birmingham, Alabama during the Civil Rights era, Davis saw firsthand the need for change in this country. Her speech at the conference reflected her belief that change is still needed in today's society.
We have to work toward the possibility of a very short Trump presidency. What he represents, that is to say racism, misogyny, xenophobia, reactionary nationalism, militarism, etc., from achieving the kind of hegemony in our country that he and his supporters would certainly like to see.
It's clear that Ms. Davis can still draw a crowd, as Memorial Hall was packed this past Saturday night as people came from everywhere to hear her speak. I'm Kat Adcock reporting from Orange for Chapman News. You can hear more about Angela Davis's work and her beliefs in her book, Angela Davis, an Autobiography.
Well, that's all we got today. Log on to our Facebook page at facebook.com/Chapman News to see all of our episodes, Chapman Newsy bios, and top headlines.
And make sure you also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at Chapman News, and YouTube as well at youtube.com/Chapman News.
That's all we've got for you this afternoon. This has been Brandon Garnsey.
And I'm Kat Adcock. Be sure to tune in to our next show live at noon a week from today.
Have a great weekend, you guys. Bye.